What's going on, everybody? You found Bottom Tier Collector, and I got a top tier comic book to talk about with you guys. So first, let's hear from our sponsors.
What's this place called?
This is, I believe, called Food Libraries.
Food library.
It's
called
a
grocery store, you douchebags!
Alright, guys. I got the new Jason Aaron TMNT #1. Look at that artwork. That cover artist. I don't know who the cover artist is, but that's fantastic. Jason Aaron, most notably, at least in my mind, known for the power metal version of Thor back in the aughts, the 2000s, or the teens. I'm not sure what decade he wrote his Thor run in. But yeah, most notably known for Thor, and then I own a lot of his Wolverine works. I think he's done a lot of X-Men, although I've not read any of it. And then currently he's at DC doing a lot of Superman stuff, and now he's made his way over to IDW doing TMNT. Jason Aaron is making moves right now. I mean, he's been around for a long time, been a fairly big name. I feel like Jason Aaron's in the upper echelon of writers for sure. But he's just kind of making his way into stuff that interests me a lot more these days, and I'm down with it. So I cracked this open, and I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk about this specific issue. In this issue, we're immediately placed into San Quentin State Penitentiary out in California, and I'm familiar with this place because my introduction to Metallica is the Saint Anger album, and they filmed their music video for Saint Anger at the San Quentin facility. So I don't know if Jason Aaron, he strikes me as a guy following him on Instagram as a guy that likes heavy metal music, but I don't know if that was intended to call back to that music video of Saint Anger from Metallica. But yeah, that's really cool that we're just immediately placed into a prison. And the art strikes me. It fits with this cover here. This cover's not a false advertisement for the art. It does have a grittiness to it. The lines aren't real clean. And the way the panel work is, and I'll just talk about the art here for a little bit. The way the panel layout is, and some of the action, the way the art is drawn for the action, it calls to anime. However, it's not completely clean and crisp like Japanese anime. It lends itself to make you think about anime, but it's got this modern American comic book art style. It's very comparative to what I'm seeing a lot in indie comic books right now. Just a real gritty style. It's so good for this story. And so we're in the penitentiary, right? And we get this teaser, or introduce this focal point character. And immediately we know it's a turtle, right? Because we see the hands underneath the tray of this turtle entering this cafeteria. The turtle sits down, and you discover it's Raphael. So Raphael, this whole entire comic book focuses on Raphael. It's a Raphael dominant story. And at first you don't really know why he's in this prison. Things start to get a little weird. He lays in bed at night, and he's listening to sounds of the prison. He hears 3 inmates trying to escape, and he goes and fights them. On the first page again, kind of rewinding here, he can already sense that one of them's trying to shank him. They're considering shanking him. And you get this gritty dialogue. Raphael's wishing somebody would reach out and shank it. He even cusses a little bit. So, and that's something I'm not used to with the Turtles. Even having read Volume 1 Turtles, I'm still not used to that kind of language. It's confusing when he's as he's listening to the sounds of the prison, because he goes and tracks down these inmates, and I thought it was strange that he beats them up and brings them back into the prison. Just things weren't clicking. I was just so immersed in the story that I was kind of forgetting to connect the dots here. I should have seen this coming. Later in the second act, it's revealed that the warden has employed Raphael, and it's a super covert mission. This isn't some mission where the cops are aware of his presence and know that he's working with the warden. Things are done very secretively, and so it's risky that Raphael is here, even with the warden employing him. New prisoners enter into the prison, some new characters for Raphael to have to deal with in a future issue. There seemed to be a rough bunch, and Raphael's supposed to keep them in line. Then in the final act, the plan has been busted. Late at night, the Foot Clan comes, and Raphael mistakenly assumes they're there for Raphael. Which technically they're there for Raphael, but this is the ninjas that Raphael faces. It's all a setup to distract Raphael. When Raphael defeats one of the ninjas and the rest of them go fleeing, he immediately goes back into the warden's place and discovers that he's been duped. The Foot Clan got one over on him. The warden is now dead. All of the paperwork proving that Raphael is there to aid the warden is now gone. So Raphael's completely screwed, and some kind of a military group has entered the office, and they're now subduing Raphael. That's kind of the end of the issue right there, is just Raphael being screwed. And the next issue is supposed to center around Michelangelo. That's going to be real interesting to see what's going on with Michelangelo, but it really leaves you on a cliffhanger here at the end of this issue. Just in conclusion, though, this was an awesome issue. It's not your son or your daughter's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is definitely a grittier, more violent, I say violent, but definitely more action-packed, nastier turtle book, and I like it. It feels like it's of age for me. Somebody, having been born in 1989, and I feel like I'm kind of that second wave of Ninja Turtle fans. Kind of that second generation of Turtles fans. And so I'm old enough to appreciate a book like this, and I want a book like this. I didn't get to read Last Ronin. It's not mainline canon, which, what is mainline canon with the Turtles anymore? Kevin Eastman, I heard it from his own mouth live at a convention. All the Turtles, the whole franchise is a multiverse. So there really is no mainline canon with the Turtles. But skipped Last Ronin because it was its own thing. But now I kind of regret that, because I learned it's supposed to be the final chapters of Volume 1 Turtles, and that really intrigues me. So at least I'm getting this here, this adultified Turtles. Interested to see where this goes. I've heard community members talk about this issue, that this is not a new volume. This is the start of the Jason Aaron run of the long-going IDW run. So after this #1, I don't know what's coming out next month. I don't know if we're going to go back to Turtles number 155 or wherever we left off for this Jason Aaron jumping on point. But I really wanted to single out this issue in our monthly pool and put you guys on it. If you like Turtles at all, and you're not a little kid, even if you're a little kid, you might appreciate this. It is kid appropriate. Give this a shot. Jason Aaron, I don't want to say quite blew me away. This wasn't quite a 10 out of 10, but it was an awesome Turtles book nonetheless. I had fun with it, and I think it deserves recognition. It deserves some conversation being brought up about it. That'll do me, guys. If you'll stay tuned, I'm going to do a quick little jump clip, and I might do some house cleaning. All right, just some quick house cleaning. I'm not going to make this like a 15-minute long video with 8 minutes of house cleaning. I'd just like to quickly say I am mentally exhausted trying to thoroughly hash out every single issue of my monthly pool. So there's the mental taxation, and there's also the fact that everybody in the community does New Comic Book Day stuff. It's not a bad thing. It's easy, low-hanging fruit for all of us to do. It gives us a reason to get on YouTube and upload content. And I watch some of you guys' New Comic Book Day content. It's really good. And I don't want to be like the 50th guy in the community doing the same kind of New Comic Book Day video. You guys are all reading the same books I'm reading too. You've read them. You understand them. You may not want to hear me ramble for an hour. These what you're reading videos are now costing me an hour of recording time. Then also got to factor in all the editing that I like to do in my videos. I'm just tired of it, and I think I'm going to reintroduce What You're Reading. I'm not done with What You're Reading, but I'm going to go to a shorter format. I think that's going to allow me to utilize the shorts option on YouTube. It's going to allow me to use Instagram a lot more effectively. And I'm going to incorporate the TikTok. I'm going to get on TikTok and try and utilize just short, brief overviews of my pool list in a TikTok way, and then upload that to YouTube Shorts and to Instagram. And I think it'll be much more digestible, much more accessible to everybody. I think because it'll be quicker and shorter, more people will want to watch it and generate conversation. That's really the point of What You're Reading. I want to talk to you about what I'm reading, so you'll tell me what you're reading, and we can talk about comic books and the hobby that we love, right? So kind of a rebranding of What You're Reading, but it's not going anywhere. I plan to pick back up with the pool reviews. So if you've just been wondering why I haven't been doing What You're Reading, that's just where I'm at. I'm about 2 months behind on What You're Reading, and I need to figure out a format that works better for me to introduce, to put these videos and these reviews up, because I do want to talk about what I'm reading. All right, guys, that'll do me. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and watching. Go pick up TMNT1 by Jason Aaron, and I'll see you next time.